Hello guys and welcome back to the £100 account challenge. This is going to be episode 4 I believe. Now for anyone who is just joining us, I would recommend that you do actually watch the other episodes to kind of get an idea of what this challenge is and what we're trying to do here. But the basic premise is I decided to take a £100 trading account on relatively low leverage, around 1 to 30, and try and trade it in a professional manner to show you what kind of results are achievable and realistic whilst using stringent risk management. Now, up until this point, we are up 28% on the account. If you check the last episode, you will see the last trade we actually took on this account was a trade for 15.5% on Euro Pound, which you can see at the top of the screen. Now, since then, I've had a load of messages on Instagram and I've had messages on YouTube as well, people saying, when's the next episode coming out, have you blown the account, etc. And the answer is no. The account is nice and healthy, and you can see we have just closed a trade, or actually hit take profit overnight for 15.39%, pretty much 16%, and the overall account balance is now sitting at £142. So overall, we are up 42% on this account. Now, I know on YouTube there may be other people doing account flips and making crazy percentages in very short periods of time, but you have to remember the idea behind this challenge was not to flip an account or to run it into 4 or 5 figures from a £100 account. It was to trade it in a professional manner with stringent risk management, not over leveraging the account, and being very conservative, and just to show you what is achievable. Now, 42%, £42 isn't a whole lot of money, right? But in percentage, 42% gain on your account is something that many people would aim for in a year, right? So I'm very, very pleased with the progress on the account so far. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna overlay a clip of me actually placing this trade on NZD USD, and then we'll move over into some analysis on TradingView and show you why I actually took this trade. So we're looking at this chart of NZD USD here. Now, when I came in on Monday morning, Friday's candle had closed like this as an inside day of Thursday's candle, and it was shown that we were holding below this 50 period moving average. Now, something that interested me about this was this shooting star candle above market, or a bearish pin bar, whatever you want to call it, where we've taken out the highs, we've seen some rejection up there, closed down lower, we've seen a follow through from the next day's candle. Now I'd like to see if we can get a return to that approximate region for a potential run on the low of that inside day. Now, from this higher time frame, again, I'm looking to mark out obvious areas of structure. We can see that this high comprises some support back here, some resistance here, a little bit of resistance back there, but overall nothing too interesting or important. This level doesn't look too good to me here, and to be honest, neither does that level, although we do have some resistance back there, so I did actually end up keeping that in. Now, the main area that I'm interested in, as I'm only looking for a relatively short-term play, is this deep swing low here, right? Now, I say deep swing low, obviously in comparison to the price action around, this is a deep swing low, this is a deep swing low, this isn't really, but in comparison to the candles either side of it, this is the deepest swing in this sort of area where prices paused before we've broken down, right? So obviously when I drop down onto the lower time frames, I'm going to keep that in mind. Now, I also like to take my fibs from the daily, so from that daily high to this daily low, and straight away I can see two things that are really interesting me. I've got 50% fib confluence at this swing low here, and I've got 61.8 fib confluence at that shooting star low. Now, in this situation where it's difficult to decide which one I'm going to take, there's a few things that I factor in to making my decision. First of all, this level here doesn't look that clean to me. I don't like the way price rejected it before it broke through. But this level up here at that 61.8, which is the shooting star low as well, if I just go onto the daily here and mark out that shooting star low. So this level where we have the shooting star low and that 61.8, we had a clean breakdown through it, and as of yet it's been untested, so I could expect a nice reaction from that. Now, as stated on the daily time frame, I'd like to see if price can make a run on that inside day low, just there, ahead of this slightly deeper swing low, which would obviously provide a slightly better trade, but to me, a run on this low is just looking a little bit more probable. Now, I'm never going to place an order in the middle of a candle like that, so I'm always going to take it to the nearest level that suits, you know, where the confluence really lies, which is this little swing low here. Now, something that I found quite nice about entering from this level as well, we have quite a nice impulsive candle closing down through prior structure here to the left, which I can just highlight out for you. So we've got all this structure in here to the left, and you can see this candle opens above it and closes down straight through it. So that provides a nice a really nice area to put in a stop. So for me, my stop can go in just above the high of that candle at around about 19 or 20 pips, and again I'm aiming for the low of that inside day for a nice 2.71 risk reward, right? As we track forward, we see price initially does catch some rejection at this low, you know, this low that we had marked out on the daily time frame. We get a nice pullback. Price holds that 50 period moving average as dynamic support very nicely, and then begins to creep higher into the morning, right? We then get a nice spike up. Price actually activates the order, trades through that level, thrashes around quite a little bit there, and then begins to make a move down. Now, as soon as I saw this hammer here, I was beginning to get, not nervous or anything like that, but I'm starting to think, could this potentially be an early exit signal? Is price going to try and creep higher? But a rule that I'm really trying to implement now is not choking the trade. So one candle against my bias is not going to be something that's actually going to lead me to close the trade. If I saw a bullish candle after this that broke through the high and closed of that little hammer there, I would then actually exit that trade, taking that to be a bullish reversal sign. But if we track forward, we'll see price does actually, in the following two candles, does actually manage to close down through that level quite significantly. And then from there, we pretty much just start thrashing down through every piece of structure that price encounters. Now, if I put in a little level here, I did have a level of structure drawn in there. That would be an ideal location, a retest of that, to get in another entry on this trade. However, when we close down through that, I simply put my stop in above this candle here, which was the candle that broke and closed down through that structure. Price begins to trade up a little bit and pauses for a moment before running to target for around midnight. So a very, very clean, very, very straightforward trade. If I track forward, you'll see price does actually claim the low, actually makes the low of the week so far, and then reverses quite sharply to the upside. So that is a simple breakdown of the NZD USD trade I was in. Very simple price action based trade, nothing too complicated, and relatively straightforward. It would have been nice if we could have got a scaling opportunity, but you know, unfortunately it didn't happen. Okay guys, so it's now the next day. Now, I've been thinking about what to do in this challenge to kind of spice things up and where we can take it from here. Now, I could try and flip this account to, you know, a full 100% gain, run it up to £200 and make, you know, however many more episodes that takes. But I had another idea. I was on FTMO's website this morning and noticed that the 10k account is €155. Now, €155 is roughly £140, which is around £2 less than we've actually got sitting in the £100 account now. So what I decided would be better from an educational standpoint and, you know, from an information standpoint would be to show you how you can use, although 42% gain is, you know, pretty impressive on any account size, £142 is still, you know, it's not a lot of money. You can't live off of that. You can't really generate an income off of that. But what I thought I could try and do is leverage that small amount of money to buy an FTMO account and see what we could do with that. Now, the good thing about this FTMO challenge account is you do actually have a time limit on it. You have 4 weeks to complete it to a profit target of around 10%. So let's go ahead and buy this FTMO account. I've already put through a withdrawal on Admiral for the £142. We're gonna go ahead and buy this FTMO account and actually get started. So in the next episode, we will be beginning stage 1 of this little FTMO, perhaps mini series / journey. So many of you guys ask about funding and small accounts and stuff like that. So we've done the small account challenge. Let's see if we could use that small amount of money to now take an FTMO challenge and see where we can take it. So I'm gonna jump onto the FTMO website just now, purchase this challenge account, and then we'll get set up ready to begin the FTMO challenge in the next video. So that is pretty much going to wrap up episode 4 of this £100 account challenge and actually complete that little mini series as we step forward in this journey. I'm really excited to actually begin this FTMO challenge account. The account is all purchased, set up. I've set up MetaTrader 5 for it as well. The challenge doesn't actually begin until I take my first trade, so I'll make sure to check in with you guys when I do that. But thanks as always for watching, guys. If you have enjoyed the £100 account challenge series, please drop it a like. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing as well. And I'll see you in the next one.